everyone! Today we're going to discuss a question related to paranormal activity, the ghost dimension, and paranormal activity 3, and try to demystify some theories. Hi everyone, I'm Alex, and this is Paranormality, a channel entirely dedicated to paranormal activity and related topics. And without further ado, let's get to the video. Our subscriber, Lucas Bassatix, 796, commented on one of our videos. Katie didn't do anything by chance. I agree with your theory, but let's not forget to expand on the video. From my point of view, Toby had lost his influence over Christy, even though he was the one who made the first deal. And Katie seemed more determined to obey him. But with Layla, the influence over her was different. He didn't have to brainwash her for her to accept her mission. Layla was more susceptible to evil than Christy and Katie, and it's the ending that I'll discuss with you. I think the exact opposite. Katie and Christy were more susceptible than Layla, and Layla did suffer from a gradual brainwashing. Let's break it down. How did Katie and Christy's relationship with Toby begin? They both started talking and communicating with him, just like Layla. How did Katie and Christy end up in the third movie? With a brainwashing, believing that everything that happened was normal, in a very similar way to Layla, who was completing Toby's ritual, finding all of it normal. So, in my opinion, Layla went through brainwashing, which is intensified when we see the post-credit scenes of the ghost dimension.
Mila? Santa's here! Hey, sweetie, it's past your bedtime. Why don't we get you back into bed? But Santa's here!
For which I made a video that I'm putting on the cards. And why do I say that it was easier with Katie and Christy, or that they were more susceptible? Look how the conversations between Toby and Christy just started out of nowhere. Now, with Layla, she had to remove all the religious objects from the house before she could have a chat with Toby. The fact that Christy didn't have to do this can be explained by two factors. First, the family's bloodline was already tied to the coven. And second, Lois was already there to do that service, until they went to Lois's house, which was much more desecrated, and when they returned to their parents' house, who were already dead, they did the same as Layla, because now Toby needed more power to guarantee brainwashing for a longer period. This is exactly what we see in the post-credit scenes of the ghost dimension. See how it all fits together? It's very complicated to say who was more inclined to evil in the beginning, because they are different situations. In one, we have a blood pact made generations ago, and in the other, a prophecy. In one case, the influence is already so great that the child talks to the entity like a friend. In the other, she has to do something first for that part of the dialogue to begin. But one thing I know, the more likes you give the channel's videos, the less influenced by Toby you become. By the way, I've already said that anyone who subscribes to this channel becomes 100% protected from Toby. This is in the YouTube terms of service. So subscribe and give it a like. Dude like Lotsoyoutube, who saw that I had exactly 6 hicks and immediately fixed it. Continuing, many people might think, but doesn't the fact that Layla was so ready to obey an order, like burying the religious objects in the house, indicate a greater influence? For me, the greater influence is Christy's, who didn't need to do that. Not because she was more easily influenced on her own, but because of the prior pact and Lois, who may have done that task for them. These are external factors that made the situation worse, in the sense of speeding up the process. The process was the same. Toby started with a small influence on the house that grew until he brainwashed the children. It's the same pattern. But then, guys, what do you think? Comment if you have more theories like this, because I find this very fun, and I've noticed that you really love this type of video, so you can rest assured that I'll be using this content format a lot. By the way, stepping away from this a bit, I'm making a Backrooms series called Backrooms Meetings, which is a little different from what we usually see, and if you like this kind of found footage, I strongly recommend you watch it. The 3rd episode is coming soon, by the way. Also, I have a fan-made I created called Paranormal Activity 4.1, The Prison, which is an alternative version of the 4th film where we'll have continuations. I made this fan-made with a lot of care, so check it out, and then tell me what you thought. Both series are appearing on the screen, and that's all for today, folks. See ya!
Layla, honey, stop! Layla!